Hello, students. Welcome to the science class. Today, we are going to start a very interesting chapter, that is the chapter about animal life. All around, there are so many animals. You can see, like, there are so many animals. These animals, they have a definitive habitat. They can be categorized as the land and the water animal, their breathing pattern, their feeding, their locomotion, their movement, their migration. All these we will study in this chapter. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, the environment is the surrounding that affects the life of plant and animals. Okay, environment has got two components. The first component is the living component, and the second one is the non-living component. The living component and non-living component, they also can be called as biotic component, which is the living component, and non-living component, or the abiotic component. Now, what is biotic component? That is the plants and the animals and all others which are having life, they are called as biotic component. And another one is the called as the non-living component, which does not have a life, they are abiotic. Say for example, the soil, water, land, light, sunlight, all these constituting the abiotic component. Now, very interestingly, these biotic component and biotic component, they are so very much dependent on each other. So there is an interdependence always in between the biotic and abiotic component. Now, in terms of air also, plants and animals, both of them breathe. You will be in same opinion with me that plants and animals breathe. Now, while breathing, they take what do they take? They take oxygen. Okay, now this oxygen, where do they get from? By the photosynthesis process. All of you must know the process photosynthesis, that is with the help of the sunlight and the water which is coming from the soil, and the carbon dioxide which animals release. Plants take in carbon dioxide, and in the daytime they produce a particular food by the process of photosynthesis. And by this process of photosynthesis, as a byproduct, they release oxygen. This oxygen is again taken by plant or animal or living life for their respiration. So what we had seen, first they respire oxygen. All of us respire oxygen, even maybe plant, even maybe animal. So how do they get that oxygen? They get that oxygen from the oxygen which is the byproduct of photosynthesis. And how does the photosynthesis occur? That is by the carbon dioxide. Where do they get carbon dioxide from? That is our, we exhale or we liberate carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is taken by plant along with the sunlight, chlorophyll and water. They produce food as well as oxygen, which is again taken by animal life or plant life for their respiration or breathing process. So here we can see how they are mutually dependent or interdependent on each other. Next, coming into the water. Now, in order to carry the life processes, water is very much essential. That is, they can be required by all plants and animals for carrying out their regular process. So plants, they absorb the minerals dissolved in the water through the roots, and also water required for the seed dispersal, as you had studied in the first chapter about the seed dispersal, that is taken place with the help of the water. And also water is taken by the plants from the soil to carry out their other processes. And animals also need water for digestion, for excretion, for circulation, for different processes. So we see water, although an inanimate object, but in the every part, every step of survival, every step of life, we need the water. So we can say we are so very much dependent on water for the continuation of life processes. As we had seen, we are so very much dependent on carbon dioxide, oxygen, although these are all inanimate or abiotic factor, but how this biotic factor are dependent on them. Obviously abiotic factors, they are also dependent on animal, and because carbon dioxide, oxygen, both can be obtained from the animal, as well as plants are also taking the water, and you can follow the water cycle. These are happening with the plant, with the animal processes. So both of them require both or each other. Next, coming into the soil. So soil is also, it provides the support to the plants. Can you imagine a plant without soil? It is absolutely impossible. Even if nowadays we practice some indoor plants, some specially designed plant, but they cannot survive for long without the application of the soil. So plants, they obtain their water and minerals from the soil, and also they are shelter for many animals. You can see from in the picture the earthworm present in the soil, the ant, earthworm, rodent, snake, all these are present in the soil. See the burrows of the rodents, like the rabbit dig their burrows in the soil, and this is the place where they live. So obviously they need the soil. Here you can see the plant, they are taking water from the soil. Why are they taking water? Because they need to form the food, and this is the food by which, depending on which, the entire life runs. We cannot survive without the food which is prepared by plant. We eat animals, we take plants. Animals are directly consuming the plants, so indirectly or directly we are consuming the food. So you can think about a life without the soil. So it is absolutely impossible. Even if you can see the burrow of the rabbit, they are situated, they are placed in the soil. Even lot of animals, their shelter is the soil. Even the animals, for survival, they can stay in the soil. Plants can grow in the soil, plants can take water from the soil. Everything is so much, every organism is so much dependent on soil. So we cannot consider our life without the application or without the presence of the soil. So we are very much dependent on this biotic factors. Next, coming into the sunlight, we are all surviving for the sunlight. You can see sun is the ultimate source of energy. The entire life process in the earth itself is existing because of sunlight. You cannot, you must have seen that the scientists are very much in search of a life other than earth, but they are not being able to find life on those planets which are without sunlight. They are extremely dead cold. No life can be supported from there. You can see, after death of people, death of human beings, especially if you want to keep the dead body for some time, for their relatives to come, for their sons, daughters to come, we keep it in the refrigerator so that the after death, because in that temperature no living system cannot survive. Okay. And also plant, they are using the solar light for the carrying out of photosynthesis, and also for the seed germination, the in for seed germination, to provide of the warmth. See, the sunlight, due to the sunlight and warmth has to be in the particular amount, particular concentration, particular percentage, so that life can exist. So without sunlight we cannot even think of our existence. See, the photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis, that is exactly happening in case of the, if there is sunlight. Sunlight is the major factor. Without sunlight, if you try the process with the torchlight, the plants will not photosynthesize, because they have a specific particle which is called the photon is responsible for the process. So it is unparalleled. Sunlight, there is no substitute of sunlight. So here we had seen how we are dependent on these abiotic factors. Okay. So we had learned the, in terms of breathing air, respiratory air, in terms of water, in terms of sunlight, in terms of soil, how very much we are dependent on these abiotic factors of the environment. So next day we will learn about the different habitats of animals. Till then, all of you stay safe, take care. Thank you.